Hello, everyone. I'm Deanne Castro, Creative Memories Advisor in Bakersfield, California. And as I'm wrapping up the Thanksgiving weekend, spending time with family, um, I just want to thank all of you for tuning into my channel, for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel, for clicking the like button and letting me know that you like the video, and even some of you for consistently leaving me with encouraging comments about my videos. I am very thankful for all of you and just wanted to pass that along. Um, it just means a great deal to me that there's so many of you who are watching my videos and letting me know that you like my borders or the pages that I'm doing. So I have a thankful border for you guys today. Just something that you can add to your pages from the photos that you took, spending time with family and enjoying great meals. And let's get started. Where's that cursor? There it is. Hey, here are my thankful borders. So what I did was I used the Elegant Diamond border punch and punched out a piece that I then folded up and down here, put behind my thankful little section right there. And then I added pieces from the Digital Creative Memories Autumn Cottage collection. So here's the trees and the thankful and the pumpkins and another tree over here. So I did create this using the Autumn Cottage collection. I know that it's sold out online, but your advisor may be able to get you another pack if you don't have one. Or feel free to use whatever fall paper you have that would go along with your Thanksgiving photos. Okay, so let's get started and I'll show you how I did this. Move those up out of the way. So I took this particular piece of paper. You want to choose one that you like both sides of. I thought this backside was so pretty. Love the leaves on this side. That was this one. And I tended to like this one a little bit better. But I also used this one, which was one of my favorite pieces out of that paper pack. And then this was the back side of it. I wasn't too fond of the back side, just looking at it, as like a full sheet of background paper, but I did really like it to give just a little bit of extra contrast. So this says that front page, and this was the back of it. So you have to like both sides of whatever paper that you're using. Okay, so you just start out with your punch. And those of you who have not used the border punch before, you have a black mark here and a black mark here. So depending when you put your paper in, which way you're going to be pulling the paper after you punch it, to the left, you'll put it up on this left piece, this left black line. If you're going to be pulling it to the right, you'll line it up with the right one here. Now on here, you will see the full pattern in blue. And once you've punched it once, when you pull the paper over, you want to match it up with the pattern on here and with the little triangles on the bottom. That way you'll know that you've got the paper aligned properly to continue punching it all the way across. So I think I'll pull it to the right this time. So I'm going to put the paper in, line it up with that right black line, and I'm going to punch it. Then I'm going to pull the paper through, and I'm going to find that first triangle, line it up with the triangle on the bottom, and make sure the paper is matching up and covering the blue on there. You can see that? I'm going to punch it again. Now, when I pull it through, I will have both triangles down here. So you go ahead, make sure that the paper is pushed straight against the back and that you line up the triangles and the paper that covers the blue completely. And then you know you've got it set on there just right. And then there's the triangles down there on the bottom. Okay. So you want to do that for the whole piece all the way across for the full 12 inches. And sometimes these get stuck in there. So you want to make sure that you gently pull the paper through so it doesn't get stuck underneath. Because sometimes it doesn't come out, like on one of my other borders, and you just have to make sure that you just have to rip it out of there and start over. So pull it gently through. This should be the last one. And punch. And there, you've got your border piece that you can use on any sheet of paper for your just a little bit of decoration on your page, or you can do what I'm going to do and do some various things with it. This is the backside. So it's got a pretty good contrast with what's on there. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. Move the punch stuff out of the way. And now we're going to fold this piece. So you want to start kind of where you've got the full two pieces here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the next section, and where these little two round pieces are, you're going to fold it. Let's see. Yeah, right there at that third one. One, two, no, we're going to fold it here. And you're going to take this piece and you're going to fold it up against this diamond right here. So can you see that? You're going to fold it right up to where that tip is going to be folded right next to that diamond. Okay? It is a little picky. Just make sure you get that tip right there and then fold those little pieces. Okay? Once you've done that, you're going to go two more and do the same thing. So I'm going to line this line up here on on my mat. And it doesn't really matter where it is on your mat. Just make sure it's straight across. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one, do the same thing and fold it up here. So I'm going to move it down to my mat and make sure this is folded straight across. Okay, so you can see this better. I took this tip and put it right up against the little square right there. Okay, so that's what you're going to continue to do. Just make sure it's straight. Go up two, hold this one down right to that triangle. You're going to fold it straight across. And do that one more time. So you got two pieces. Take this one, fold it up to the square. And then you can make sure that the pieces are straight across on each side. Okay? Done. Super easy. Okay? And then we're going to cut a piece of this. And I'm going to use the Victorian blade. So I'm going to take the straight blade out of my trimmer, put the Victorian in. Now you can see on this piece that I've already trimmed one to use on the other borders that I had. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here at 2 inches. and cut a 2 by 12 inch piece. And make sure all those tips are lined up down the edge there and cut it. So now I have a 2-inch piece that's trimmed with the decorative blade on each side. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my original piece. I do already have a piece cut with that decorative blade. If you don't, you just put it in your trimmer and cut a very small, like an 1/8 of an inch piece off the straight edge so that you have a piece that's already cut. Then you put this in your trimmer, and this is 2 1/4 inches. So it's just a little bit bigger than the 2-inch piece. And it's going to be the very last piece that you have on here. Okay, so here's my 2-inch piece. And I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. Now, depending on which colors you want to show up the most on your border, that's the side that you're going to put down. Okay, I like this one. So this is going to give me 3 pieces showing the maximum of this particular color and then 2 of the background. So I'm going to turn it over and put adhesive on the back. So this is my repositionable tape. It has tiny dots of double-sided tape. I'm going to put it in this fold as well so the fold stays down better. And continue with it here. Put it in the fold. Fold it back over. So you have to use quite a bit of repositionable adhesive on this to make sure it's going to stay down on your border. Okay. Now, this is not going to cover the full 12 inches because you folded it up. So it's going to need to be about 1.5 inches in on each side. And you're going to want to center it here on the border. So I'm going to put this edge about 1.5 inches in, kind of make sure I've got it centered, and which will make this one about 1.5 inches in as well. I'm going to need to move it over a little more than that, I think. So about here, just to kind of center it in here. Okay, kind of centered top to bottom and adhere it down. Okay, now what I've done is I have downloaded the digital program from Creative Memories, the Autumn Cottage program. And I've done a print and cut on my Cricut. There's a tree, and here's another tree, and the pumpkins. Okay. What that does when you purchase and download the Creative Memories program, it allows you to make any of the digital embellishments bigger or smaller than what you wanted. So these were originally stickers. So the thankful on the original sticker sheet is fairly small. So what I did was I made it bigger for this border. So I downloaded the program, uploaded it to my Cricut design space, and then I was able to make this quite a bit bigger than the original sticker. Okay, I did the same thing with the trees. These trees, though, were actually a lot bigger. This tree was actually this sticker. So as you can see, I made it smaller so it would fit on this border. Then I also have this tree, which I made quite a bit smaller than the sticker, so it would fit on the border. So, and these were pretty close to the original size. They're just a little bit bigger. Okay, so as you can see, I've used the stickers already, but I wanted to make more pieces to make multiple borders so that I would have this to be able to make more. Now, I wanted to show you, when you do things like this, you also have the option of doing an offset. The offset adds extra of like this whole word. This was a smaller offset than what I did on this one. And the advantage to making the offset bigger was it kept the T on here. Where the smaller offset, I had to adhere this T, this part, the T on here, because it came apart when I took it off the mat for the Cricut. So you can do whatever you like. I actually like the smaller offset on that, but because I didn't want to have to put a bunch of T's on there, I made the offset bigger. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, it actually does show up better on the border with a little bit bigger offset on there. Okay, so I'm going to put the adhesive on here. And on the back of this, because I'm just going to kind of layer this a little bit. So I'm going to kind of center the thankful on here. And then I'm going to put the pumpkin kind of here. Okay, then I'm going to add the trees. And the last part is to adhere this to the last piece that we cut. Make it stand out just a little better. And eyeball this, kind of center it on here. And there, your border is finished. So again, this will be a perfect border for your Thanksgiving pages. And I want to show you a couple other things I did with that punch. I took a piece of scrapbook paper that was 2 inches wide, and then I folded it. And then what I did was I put it in this punch, doing my best to center it where these little lines are. And I put it in here and I pushed it up, but I didn't push it all the way back against the back. I just put it to where I could see the top of the paper sticking up right above those marks right there. Okay, tried to center it the best I could, and then I punched it. And you have to be careful because it's going to want to stick in there. And then when I unfolded it, I had this. I tried to do it all the way down. It does get a little difficult making sure it stays centered. So I was a little frustrated with that. So I ended up cutting it off that piece. And then I just had these. So then you can add that onto a border somehow. I just don't have that finished yet, but use your imagination. The other thing I did was I took a 1.5-inch piece and then I folded it at the 90-degree mark and then did the same thing. Put it inside the punch. Now there was more paper on the bottom of this. Put it inside the punch, punched it again, and that offset the colors a little bit. So see, this is the back of that paper and this was the front. So it gave me a different shape that I could use, or I could leave it stuck together. And I used the Christmas cheer on this. So these pieces that were cut out of the same piece, you could then put on a border and line up the colors to do something even completely different. So let me lift this up so you can kind of see what it looks like. So see here, lining up the colors on the various pieces helps keep the continuity of the front and the back. And then you can put that on your papers, your pages as decorations. Okay. And then one other one, this was doing the same technique that I showed you. This is with the Christmas cheer paper pack. Haven't quite finished it yet, but there you go. Just something different. Use your imagination, use whatever papers or collections that you have, and you will have gorgeous, gorgeous borders to add your scrapbook pages. Okay, so let's see. I'll take this and add it to the scrapbook page. You can see that there's plenty of room for your photos. Put it on the top or the bottom, and there's still lots of space for your photos and for your journaling, putting the who, what, when, where, so that when family members generations from now go back to look at these photo albums you've created, they can remember who was actually in the photos and how much they meant to you. Okay? So thank you again for watching, everybody. I so appreciate all of you, and I hope you have an amazing week as now we get ready for Christmas coming up. Okay? I will talk to you again next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.